Most British Columbians who earn less than a living wage assume that if they find themselves with a serious legal problem and they can't afford a lawyer, legal aid will be there to help. Well, their assumption is wrong. Legal aid is only available in extreme cases, where there's a risk of going to jail, emergency family issues, and for some refugee matters. People struggling to get by are treated as too rich to qualify for legal aid. Indigenous persons, women, seniors, students, refugees, people dealing with mental health or substance use issues are regularly left to deal with legal problems on their own. As a society, we can and we must do better than that.
I often deal with women who get some legal aid to get a court order that protects themselves from an abusive ex. I've seen many cases where the court order eventually expires and their legal aid coverage has run out. Their only options are to go to court alone to deal with someone they're afraid of, or drop the whole issue and risk losing the protections they put in place. When they got legal aid, it was supposed to help make things better, but it may have made things worse.
When legal aid runs out, many lawyers will see the case through. Some end up volunteering days or even weeks unpaid to ensure their clients get a fair shake. We do this because we care. We care about making sure that vulnerable and marginalized people are treated the same as everyone else and get a fair hearing. We feel it when we see someone who is barely scraping by get turned away from legal aid. Limited eligibility and reduced coverage are a real problem. As troubling as the situation has become, I am deeply concerned about the future. Those who rely on legal aid, people who are marginalized, people with little means are being denied justice. If we do not prioritize making legal advice and representation available to people who struggle to earn a living wage, it will only get worse. People are tired of the unknown. They are tired of not knowing if they will qualify for coverage, not knowing if they have a lawyer, not knowing if they will get the help they need.
When accused represent themselves in court, without exception, the process is slowed down and is not as effective as it is with representation. So what this means is that police officers often spend hours, days, sitting in a courtroom, waiting to be called to give evidence. So it's extremely expensive. Where we're saving money on legal aid, on the one hand, we're actually spending as much or more on policing on the other hand, and it all comes from the same taxpayer.
Legal aid is essential in a democratic society. If legal aid isn't available for the most vulnerable, their legal problems can jeopardize their jobs, their housing, their health, their lives. It is essential for government to provide adequate and sustainable legal aid funding for those who need help dealing with their legal problems. It's only fair.